Everybody's got water, hot and cold.
Alright, good morning or afternoon. This is James with Michelangelos Services. Today is 9/26/2025. We are here at 5337 Bellingham Avenue, Valley Village, California, 91607. We are performing a waste and sewer inspection with the camera. We are actually inspecting the waste and sewer for the entire building. So we're starting at the back of the building and seeing how that goes. So as you can see, we're right here. Going into 3, here's the back. Alright, we're going to insert our camera right here. And our footage. Alright, and obviously it's cast iron is where the clean out is, with a plastic raised head plug cover. As soon as you go in, you see a little bit of corrosion. Cast iron doesn't look too bad yet. Let's see as we go in. You do have some buildup there on the bottom. Over time, it's normal. It tends to happen with any piping, plastic buildup. You're gonna have sores, and sometimes the metal ends up wearing out, cracks or missing pieces. But as we're going in here, you can see that's typical. I mean, it's sludge buildup. It's fatty buildup. Let's try to shake our camera. There we go. We got it loose. Alright, we're going in on the right there. The dark lines typically mean a crack, but you wouldn't know unless you performed a D-scale, which is a special set of equipment that comes in with. Honestly though, this pipe doesn't look terrible. Again, the dark lines are a little worrisome right there on the left and the right as soon as we came in, because again, it could indicate cracks, but without doing a D-scale. And the trail run, or what the bottom of the pipe is a little bit worn, but it doesn't look okay. We got some patch there again. Only way to get rid of that is with a D-scale. Shake the lens. We got some gunk on there. Alright, that's not going to come off. Let's go. We can still see. It'll clean up as we go. There you go. So a little bit of gunk on the lens kind of fell off. Got a little dot in the middle still. Alright, still cast iron waste. We're still running out. It looks like 3-inch still. Okay. There we go. Cleaned off our lens. Alright, there's a little bit of standing water. Obviously, it's normal over time with this length of run and the little bit of wearing and tearing at the bottom of the pipe. So very little trickling of water is going to sit there, as well as if somebody's using a smaller fixture, you're going to see constant running water. Alright, and it looks like we went into 4-inch now, and it's still cast iron. There's a little bit worn on the walls, but it doesn't look terrible. There's a little bit of buildup there. Buildup on the bottom again. I would recommend a D-scale. You got a good, nice little path building up of calcium and just sludge buildup. We're making a turn now. Okay, again, still the same. Just normal buildup of wear and tear over the years. Okay, and here we are coming up on what looks like a transition maybe, but you do have a pretty big root ball, covers about 60% of the pipe, which indicates there is probably a break at this section of the pipe. Looks like we're in clay now. It typically indicates a break. This might be a Y that they used to turn and it was plugged on the back end. I'm going to run our camera all the way out to the city and then locate this area on the way back. Ooh, that is pretty closed up. Let's see if I can get my camera to go through. Alright, yeah, that's pretty bad. That area will need to be excavated and repaired. We are in clay now. Vitreous clay, like a clay pot. That joint looked alright. There's another joint. A little bit of buildup that's getting caught on the lens. And here we have another joint. It is offsetting a little bit, going sideways. So it's typical because they are clay hubs with concrete packing, and over time it's going to end up moving. Obviously California, tectonic plates move. There's shifting of ground, heavy traffic, earthquakes, settling of soil. So it ends up breaking the seal on the hubs and moving. So it is slipping a little bit. You got about a half an inch to an inch of slipping, and then you have a root ball intrusion there, which means that joint is compromised. Alright, we're making a turn here. So that's probably the chimney at the property line. And we're going to try and make it all the way out to the city. It is a little hard to get out there. We're already about 110 feet out. I'm going to have the owner run some faucets in his house, see if it'll help us go out.
Okay.
Alright, so we had the customer run some cold water, help us get out to the city connection, the saddle in the middle of the street. And we made it out there, so we're going to start recording on the way back and describe what we see. There is some pretty heavy root damage in the 6-inch vitreous clay, so it is going to need some attention. It's pretty closed up. We were struggling to get our camera through all the root intrusions, the root balls. I'd say the line. Alright, so we're going to pull back the camera, and that is the 45 that goes into the city. The saddle itself looks in decent condition, so it looks like we're in the 6-inch clay. That area looks serviceable at this time. Here we have some roots going in already. Looks like the walls of the pipe are cracked, or the roots are growing along the pipe. The root intrusion's right there. And then, like I said, that's about 95% closed up by roots. That's out in the street. And here's where our chimney is at the property line, and there's another root ball intrusion, and it comes, so that's where it changes from 4 to 6 inch. Comes back to 4 right here. We're coming back up. There's another heavy root intrusion, and the clay is actually broken. You can see it right there, the edge of the broken clay. So this is the area we had spotted before. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and locate this area. Alright, so we located this area. It is the cast iron to clay transition, where it's broken there, and where there's the first root ball intrusion. So all of this we already inspected, and we already showed you what the 6-inch clay looks like going out. Recommended jetter to begin with for the 6-inch clay going out, but the area at the cast iron clay transition, which is broken, will need to be excavated. This concludes our waste and sewer inspection.